I'm about to get in bed with Joan, and I'm really excited because they promised me that Joan wouldn't say anything dirty.
This is great. Poo-pourri. You know what I'm talking about. When someone goes in and makes a shit. Poo-pourri. Product placement. And welcome to In Bed with Joan. And let's see who's coming out of the closet today. Hello? It's Candace, Cameron, Bure.
Hi.
All right. Nice to see you.
Hi.
All right.
Thank
Good. And don't you look cute?
Why, thank you.
So, first of all, I feel I know you, but I'm sure everybody in America says, I feel I know you. But I was thinking you were on Full House for how many years?
8.
8. And your brother, Kurt, was on for how long?
7 years.
7 years. And Growing Pains. Was
Right.
there competition? I always thought about that.
Oh, no, it wasn't at all. He's 6 years older than me, and he started Growing Pains 2 years before I started Full House. So I was learning what it was like to be on a set, and I loved it. So we went to the tapings every Friday night on Growing Pains. And then when I got Full House, I just thought like, oh yeah, this is what families do. This is what the kids in the families do. They get on TV shows. So it was fun.
How many kids were in the family?
There's 4 of us. I have 2 sisters, Melissa and Bridget, that are in between my brother and me.
And what were they on? Seinfeld? It's like everywhere you turned on was like another kid showing up.
Cameron. They were not actors.
What about your parents? Did they want you in the business? How did you get in? Well, Kurt started first.
We actually started at the same time.
So, did you want it or did they want it? Your parents?
Neither. It was a fluky thing. My mom's neighbor was Fran Rich. Her son, Adam Rich, was on 8 is Enough. And they all lived in the same apartment building, or we all lived there. So she kept encouraging my mom, like, let me take your kid's picture to my agent. And after like 2 years of my mom saying no, my mom finally said yes. And the agent said, sure, let me see all the kids. And then we just started auditioning. So my parents have no entertainment background, and my mom was just kind of like, let's try. And we lived in LA, grew up in LA, and so it just kind of worked.
And you both hit on such successful shows.
I know.
Insanely successful shows.
I know.
How did you stay grounded? Because you look at the kid,
Yes.
How old were you when you were doing it?
On Full House, I was 10 to 18.
Right. All right, those are very formative years.
Yes.
Why am I not sitting here with you as a drunk? Why you know what I mean? There's
I
Lindsay
know, it's
Lohan,
like the
there's Dana
question.
Plato, there's a Justin Bieber is the latest one, you
I
know.
know. What's up with the Beebs?
Oh God, what's up with the
Come on.
Biebs? Yeah,
hurting.
just
It's
trying
hurting.
so hard to
I
find
know.
what he is.
I know.
How did it not tempt you? Or did it tempt you?
It didn't ever tempt me. Here's why. My parents never made our life revolve around the business. It was never about that. It was always about our family, and being in the business was something we did, just like other kids played soccer or played baseball or hockey, whatever. We were actors. And then when we came home, that was it. At the end of the day, it was all about family. We ate our meals together. We still had to do chores and our schoolwork, and nothing else changed in our family. And if my dad would always kind of threaten us to go, if it feels like the business is becoming a priority in that it's taking over our family, we're out. So we all kind of knew to be on our best behavior. And my mom just never let us go to those parties and stuff, and I didn't really care.
What about your kids? You have 3 kids, right?
Right.
How old?
My daughter is 15 and a half. She's almost 16, like in a month and a half.
All right.
And my boys are 14 and 12.
So any of them say we like to be in the business, we want to be part of a dynasty, our uncle does it, our mother does it?
I kind of wish. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, they're not.
Here's the thing, like my son, Lev, my 14-year-old, was just in his 8th grade school play. He got the lead part. He's never acted before. It was Guys and Dolls. He had to sing. He played Sky. He does this performance. We were all like, oh my gosh, my son can sing. My son can act. I was like, give me 6 months, please. Like, let me take you on auditions. And he's like, Mom, your business is so boring. I'm an athlete. I'm not an actor. I don't want to sit around a set all day. He's like, it's just, I'm an athlete.
What about residuals?
Yes, I'm so thankful for them.
Were you lucky enough to sign a contract? Because you were in how many 100 countries? I mean, you were all over the world. And you're still all over. There's still, you turn on and say, oh, there you are.
Yeah.
And you get money each time it runs?
Yes. I know. I'm so, you know what? Getting a residual check, sometimes I'll open them up, and I got one the other day, and it was for 11 cents. You're like, wow, that cost more to mail than it will to deposit. But then I'll get some Full House residual checks, and it's just like this wonderful little bonus that I was not expecting. And I was like, all right, Mama can get some new shoes.
Yeah,
you know?
it must be so fabulous to make passive income.
Yeah.
You know,
there's not that many businesses that do that, right?
And especially as a comedian, unless you're doing it, making them laugh, you're dead in the water. Right?
Yeah.
You know, that's it.
Yeah.
There's so many things I want to ask you. The Olsen twins.
Okay.
Okay, they were. I know you're asked this a million times, but you were their older sister.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you keep up with them at all? Do you see them ever? Or was it
occasionally we'll see them. The last time I saw Ashley was at John Stamos' 50th birthday party. But I don't see them very often.
Yeah. Were they crazy then too?
They weren't as little kids. I don't think they are now either. I mean, they live a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty amazing what they've become and done with themselves, especially in the fashion industry.
That's why I find these little people running around with $60,000 purses. I go, who are these little people? You know, where's Dorothy? We're off to see Hermes. They kill me. That's John Stamos.
Yes.
Did you have a crush on him? Were you old enough to have a crush on him?
No.
Oh.
But I think later I kind of got a crush on him, and I really appreciate how handsome he is now.
Yeah. But what about Bob Saget? Did you know he was that funny? Oh, you're too young to understand.
No, we all knew how funny Bob was. Between Bob Saget and Dave Coulier, we were laughing nonstop. And, you know, I think everyone knows Bob's comedy now, but they think that he's changed over the years because they remember him as the Full House guy and the America's Funniest Home Video guy. And it's like, no, Bob's always had that dirty comedy since I've known him, and I was 10 years old, and we just would pretend like we didn't understand his jokes. We were just smart enough to go, I don't want him to stop, so I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and pretend like I don't get it, but we did.
What about your husband? You married very young.
I did. I was 20 years old.
Yeah. How did you know, okay, this is it, I am going to get married?
Okay, so I met him because Dave Coulier introduced me to Val. My husband was a professional hockey player. He's retired now from hockey. But Dave had invited all of us to a charity hockey game that he was playing in, and there were also pros playing. So that's when I was introduced to Val. And we were engaged less than a year later. And, you know, I think I had lived so much life. I'd been consistently working since I was 5 years old, and I was just a more mature kid than a lot of my peers. And I never really had a chance to date while I was doing the show, but not in a way that made me feel like I missed out on anything. I just felt like I was in fast forward growing up. So when I met Val, he was kind of the same way. He'd been playing hockey since he was 3 years old. He was playing a professional team, and he was like, I want a family. I want a wife and kids to cheer me on and be with me. And we just kind of had the same values, and that was it.
And it worked. How many years?
We just celebrated 18 years, 2 days ago.
What'd you get?
Nothing.
Breaks my heart.
But here's the thing. He's always like, happy anniversary, honey. And I was like, oh, it's our anniversary.
Oh.
I miss it every year. it's just kind of, but it's not.
Because every day is such a happy day.
It's so true, Joan.
Yeah, see,
so
that's
true.
but that's why.
It is.
If you're not that happy, oh shit, here comes the anniversary.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, I have to get a gift, or he
Right.
has. I don't need that. You know, we enjoy our time together and our relationship, and so it's a day to celebrate for sure. But it's not the end all.
How did he know when to retire? I always look at athletes, and I wonder, how do they say that's time
Yeah.
to hang up the ice skates?
Yeah. Unfortunately for my husband, he could have had a few years left because he was 34, I think, when he retired. But he was playing with the Kings, and he had, in preseason, got checked and hurt. I was in Africa, so I didn't even see it. I got home from a flight, and he picked me up from the airport, and he said, I'm done. And I was like, what do you mean? And he said, I have to have hip and back surgery. And he's like, I'm finished. So that's when he knew it was time to retire. He could have probably pushed himself, but he just went, you know what? I've made enough money, and I want to be able to run with my kids on the beach and throw a football and play with them. And my health and my body is not worth it for a few more dollars.
Yeah. Does he do anything, or is he just being a retired, happy home father?
He's that, but we also have a wine label in Napa Valley, and that's his full-time job.
Yeah.
I thought I
Yeah.
married a hockey player. Now I've married a farmer.
All right, let's go to something else which is interesting. Dancing with the Stars.
Okay.
I was so upset that you lost out to someone who was an ice dancer. The word dancer to me means you're a professional.
Yes.
Was that not upsetting to you?
Well, here's the thing, though, with Dancing with the Stars. If people actually think this show is only about the best dancer, then they need to be watching something else, or they need to go to like real ballroom competition. Dancing with the Stars is equally half about dancing and popularity and who people enjoy, and seeing a journey, because half the audience votes and then the other half are the judges. So yes, I was up against professionals. I totally agree. And to some degree, you feel like it's not fair.
No.
But I can also look and go, but I have a larger following of fans than some of the professionals. And clearly that's what carried me through into the finals.
Was it fun to work out to have to work out every day by dancing?
I'm kind of like, I'm a little bit depressed at this point, because like my Dancing with the Stars body is like slowly going away.
Yeah.
Not that the pints of ice cream that I ate after the show wrapped, that didn't help too much, but it was so fun. And then to like have to exercise and have to do that for so many hours a day, you get in the best shape of your life. And it was like an experience I wish I could do again and again and again.
We have certain things that we ask all our guests.
Okay.
And little departments.
Okay.
One department is called I'm Sorry. We are giving you an opportunity to apologize to somebody for something you may have done. And it could be high school, it could be grade school, it could have been yesterday. Just
Okay.
right into the camera, name the name, and it just gets it all off your chest.
Debbie. I just want to apologize for throwing away the cookies that you made me when I moved into the neighborhood, and you were being such a nice, neighborly new neighbor, but I wasn't used to people being that friendly, and I thought maybe the cookies had something in them. And I immediately threw them in the garbage. So now, knowing you and how sweet and genuine you are, I realize you were being a lovely neighbor, and so I'm sorry. Threw away your cookies.
Yeah, well, Debbie,
She's another one.
they could have had pot in them. I've heard about Debbie. And now we have a second thing. It's the exact opposite. We call it sit on it and rotate.
I'm not a very spiteful person this way, so I have a hard time telling someone to,
hell.
sit and rotate.
Yeah, sit on it and
Sit
rotate.
on it and rotate. But if I had to tell someone, it would just it would be all the haters out there that didn't understand why I made it to the finals of Dancing with the Stars, but I did, despite not being the best dancer. So sit on it and rotate.
Great. Good. See? Melissa, you have some stories. Yeah.
So we play a little game. We call it Dead or Alive. I'm going to give you two choices of similar things. One thing stays. One thing, poof, gone forever.
Okay.
So you being a mom, do you buy from the bake sale or do you bake for the bake sale?
I totally buy.
So you keep buying from the bake sale. Me too.
Yeah.
I made it into an economics lesson.
Okay, good.
Some people have to make it, some people have to buy it. Okay, so baking for the bake sale, gone forever.
Yeah. I only bake one thing. I bake chocolate chip cookies and they're great, but yeah, that's about it.
Give them to your neighbor.
Give them to
Debbie.
Debbie.
Smart or sexy?
Oh, I have to keep one and throw one out?
Yes.
Oh, well, I'd rather keep being smart. I don't want to be a dumb, sexy girl.
This is a tough one.
Okay.
Red Vines or Twizzlers?
Oh, red vines I keep. Twizzlers are out.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That
A
was
lot of
tough.
people go the other
Oh,
way.
no. Mm-mm.
Fast food or gourmet?
Oh, keep the gourmet. I don't do fast food.
Really?
No, I think the last time let me say, there's an exception for In-N-Out.
You can't. No, there's no exceptions on this. This is not
Okay,
like you
but
don't
no,
get an
I'll take
asterisk next to
I'll
it.
take the gourmet.
Okay.
I'll take the gourmet. I'm just saying, in general, I don't eat it fast food.
Everybody, Candace, Cameron, Bure. All right. And would you do us the honors? We always clap out. Would you do our clap?
Yes. So I was just in bed with Joan, and she wasn't dirty at all, just like they promised. I wonder what she said about me after.
Candace was so sweet and so loving and so kind and so nice. And what the fuck is she doing in this house? Let me know who you'd like to see in bed with me. You can do it by sending me a message on Facebook or Twitter.